Hello, welcome to Sattva Restorative Yoga Therapy. Today we're going to do a wide-legged against the wall. So if you're not able to do inversion, I just want to remind you of a pose that we did earlier in our series together, where you can extend your legs out. And remember, mine are going to be a little different than yours, so find that widest V that you can. Maybe elevate your hips up on a blanket so that you can feel the hips and pelvis rotating forward. And then you can grab onto a bolster, a couple bolsters, an ottoman, whatever you need, and start to fold forward there. For the rest of you that are going to join me against the wall for this wide-legged V shape, we're going to just use a blanket underneath the hips and then one underneath the head. So we want to take the blanket as close to the wall as possible because we want to have our hips as close to the wall as possible. And then one for underneath the head, so about a torso's distance away. And then we're going to kneel down, scoot our hips up all the way to the wall, and start to come down onto our forearms. You'll thread the one arm under, depending which side you're rolling into, and then just let the legs come up the wall. So just like a leg's up the wall, but our hips are not on a bolster. And then take an inhale here. Let your hips relax. You can adjust. Make sure the head and neck is supported, but not too much rounded in that upper back, just supported so that you can breathe easily. And then we'll just start to let the legs open in this wide angle position. Now, if it feels too much of a pull, you could take blocks underneath to create a little bit of a boundary. If that's still too much for your inner thighs, you can bend your knees and take the outer edges of the feet to the wall instead. And you can adjust them as close together or as wide apart. So you have many different variations here, either seated if you're not doing that inversion, or just letting gravity take your legs down. So I'm pretty hypermobile here in this position. So blocks underneath my thighs to create a little boundary would be good for me. Or taking more of the frog shape of bringing the outer edges to the wall. That gives me a lot more boundary because that's a place that I'm a little tighter. And then the hands can be on your belly or open to the side. And this works that hip abduction, all of those muscles that are really important for squatting down to the floor. And you just stay while I guide you through this. So finding that leg shape that works for you against the wall. Supporting the head and neck and letting the hips open with gravity. Find that sensation that you can really let go in. So you're not feeling huge load or stretch on any one area. It feels very even and supported. And then you know you're in that sweet spot for restorative yoga therapy. This is great for all the organs of elimination, for reversing the process of gravity. It can help with constipation or pelvic floor issues, releasing chronically held muscles there. Sometimes when we're stressed, our breathing patterns change, as we know, and then also our musculature can change. So we might start to grip unconsciously in some deep muscles. So this is a place to really let those deeper muscles relax and be toned with that reverse process of gravity. Breathing in and out through your nose. You can stay here for up to 10 minutes when you're practicing this on your own. But we'll just get a sense of being here today to see how our body feels. Allow yourself to feel that support and just be for a few moments since you've set aside this time to be here. Allowing yourself to experience the joy of the present moment. Now, if you are in that wider leg position, let's all bend our knees and come more into those frog shapes on the wall. So the outer edges of the feet are grounding. You can bring your feet all the way together. Just let the knees fall down as you press those outer edges in. Notice this might be getting a little different sensation than the previous posture. Good, and then we'll bring the feet all the way to the wall, knees together. Hug the knees into the chest. Roll over to the side and stay there for a moment to let the blood pressure normalize. And then take your hands to the floor and press with your strong arms to come up, allowing your head and neck to come up last. And if you've been in that wider leg forward fold, you can draw your knees in and meet us back in a seated position on the chair, on the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm Vani with PranaYoga Insitute, and this is Sattva Restore, your restorative yoga therapy break. Namaste, everybody.